Hello everybody, this is Zerda with Zerda MTG, and today I have another arena testing video for you. So I finally found out how to get arena to actually record everything. Just opened up. Woohoo! Prizes. Reset rank. And first, normally I'd have gone through this already, but I wanted to make sure everything was actually working, as you may or may not have been aware. My videos just weren't working recently, and that kinda sucks. So, most of my recent stuff doesn't really work. Sorry about that. But hey, at least me doing it this way, you'll get to see what I'm opening. And that can be interesting, I suppose. Alright. Let's see. Got another Yorian. Mostly this is going to be nice to get more wild cards. I'm running criminally low on uncommon wild cards. Another Kahira. Or was that my first Kahira? Not entirely sure. Bondur's Enclave. I'd love to play a deck where that's good at some point in Historic. Oh, 4th Slitherwisp. Don't think I'm going to be playing it though. I don't think the deck can support 4 Slitherwisps. Ooh. Trio, however you will pronounce it. Woohoo, rare wild card. That's the best thing we got so far. Whirlwind of Thought. And finally, ooh, Bonder Prodigy. Common, not an uncommon wild card. Oh well. Alright. So we got our packs, and let's go ahead and start playing some ranked Historic with Dimmir Flash. So I managed to actually get up to Diamond by playing this deck. That's not the most impressive thing, obviously, but you saw where I was before, stagnating, and well, this is better than most of the things I've played on my channel. And it's definitely something that I enjoy. This is really a playstyle that's in my wheelhouse. So, I'm a fan of it. I forgot. I actually made this a best of 3 deck. Oh well. Oh. Alright, having some problems. There we go. Let's see. Is everything still recording? Still recording. Alright. And excellent. Opponent going first. They're on a Yorian deck. I've got a Brineborn and a Spectral double Brazen. I'll keep this. Ooh. Lead on an island and pass. Leading on the island, in case they decide to attack with the elves, I will 100% trade off the sailor. If not, I'll just deploy sailor. Is this some kind of elementals list? Because I could see that being a problem. Ramping. Alright, do we get to trade? Excellent. It's not as good as before they ramped, obviously, but there, we're going to go ahead and trade off. More than happy to trade 1 mana for 1 mana against them. Brazen Borrower going to be pretty decent against the ramp deck. Deploy Brineborn. Negate, not bad. Could see myself wanting to Trickster, or even just deploy a 3-1. I think I'll start by attacking. Not entirely sure what land I want to deploy. Because on the one hand, I do want to get this watery grave down for my Slitherwisp in the future, and also because I want it to be untapped for as long as possible. Omen of the Sun, we will negate, I feel, to save our Brineborn. Something I should have, but didn't play around. It'll also help prevent the Yorion from being better. Yeah. So we'll negate that. Be a bit sad about it. Play a tapped Watery Grave and pass the turn. Phew. Stopping their upkeep there. I'll attack. Is that cast? Yeah, I'm gonna play this a little risky by doing it now. But I can just bounce the token. And if I just bounced it twice this turn, that's fine. The risk there was they might Omen to get an Angel. Oh, that'll resolve. Now the question is, do I bounce it now or do I deploy Trickster and attack for 6? I think the answer is Trickster. Because getting that extra damage is going to be pretty relevant. I'll stick to the risk. Keep the sigil off the board for as long as I can manage. So they have to actually do something here, or we deploy the Brazen Borrower and kill them. Also worth noting that our Brineborn is going to be big enough to fight through a Yorion. Alright. Don't like that. I'll deploy Brazen Borrower anyway. As long as they don't have specifically dictate, this is fine. And now if they do have dictate, I'm also fine. Because I'm assuming they'll try and kill off the Trickster and not throw them in front of more relevant threats. Try and draw a card here. A little risky doing it how I'm doing it, but I do want that card. Deploy the Catacomb and the turn. Yep, Sigil resolves. And what do they have? Nothing? Deploy the second Brazen. Let's see. So definitely all attack. And I suppose 3 blockers is when I should do this, because that makes it lethal if they have nothing. That no longer has lifelink. And that's 5. There we go. Managed to just tempo them out there. Keep anything they were doing as irrelevant as physically possible, for as long as physically possible. So let's actually go ahead and go over the changes I made to the deck since the last time, because I realized I actually did make some changes since you guys were able to see it. There we go. Alright. So, biggest changes, hold up, where is I cut the quenches for syncopates, and I kept so quenches for syncopates is honestly the only change to the main. Sideboard, currently, this is not a final draft, this is in fact a first draft. 1 selective snare, just kind of against things that, creature decks that tend to flood the board. Being able to bounce multiple creatures back can buy me enough time. Even if it's only 2 creatures that I bounce back for 3 mana, I'm more than willing to pay that rate. 2 Shark Typhoons against Teferi and Fair decks, or decks where big creatures matter more. 2 Mystical Dispute for Bloomirs. I wouldn't play them, I don't think we need them, except that our opponent will have them, and if our opponent has them, we need them, or we're at a huge disadvantage. 2 Moment of Craving and 2 Disfigure. The Heartless Axe are for bigger decks, but this is our aggro package. I'm not sure if I'd rather have Moment or Disfigure, because early game, like turn 1, I'd rather have a Disfigure, obviously, although I might not even be able to cast it on turn 1, and it's better for tempo plays. Moment, on the other hand, can invalidate not only a creature, but the next shock they draw, so there's a little torn there. 3 Duress and a Negate for more controlling mirrors, or things that tend to be Planeswalker heavy. I kind of just want to have access to more disruption for them. And Heartless Act for things that are liable to have Questing Beast. Basically, this is for Gruul. It doesn't hit everything in Gruul, obviously, but I feel like this is the best removal spell we have against Gruul because of the creatures that matter being the Questing Beast, and just other legendary creatures being actually kind of annoying for us to deal with because of Cast Down. Our second best removal spell not hitting them. Also, if they have a Thalia or anything like that, something we can, actually kill them with. And anything else, Moment of Craving and Disfigure should hopefully be a better complement, as well as, the main board removal. But mostly, Tyrant Scorn doesn't hit Questing Beast, Cast Down doesn't hit Questing Beast, Heartless Act hits Questing Beast, is the thought process there. This could easily be switched out. Some of this could change up a little. I don't want anything double black except if it's Slitherwisp power level, and at that point I'd be cutting Slitherwisps for it, and I'm not sure that's where I want to be. So that's kind of where I am, because I want Morden Brazen Borrower to deal with it, and 2 Heartless X to deal with the questing. I kind of want more threats. I kind of want to play, what's it called? Entrancing Melody in the board. I'm just not really sure exactly what the board needs to be for now, so I'm going to try it out like this and then see how things line up. And let's jump into an actual match with Big Flash. I've also been trying out standard Flash decks. I'm not as big of a fan. They're a lot more aggressive focused, a lot less tempo focused. They're good, they're just not what I personally enjoy. Alright, this hand I consider to be very good. The only downside is, but Spectral Sailor, enough lands to use it eventually, and a Tyrant Scorn against a Kahira deck. And we should draw into some non-creature spells. Or some, spells or a second Black Source at some point. It's just a good starting point for this hand. play the tap land while I have an opportunity to. Thought Erasure, go for it. I'm assuming they'll take the Tyrant Scorn, though they might take the Slither-Wisp. Hopefully our mana works out so that we get to deploy one. Alright, that's fine. It's a card we can't yet cast. Although I do suppose it is a card they do need to answer. Deploying the Castle Vantress in case of disinformation campaign. I don't think it's likely, but if they play it, I want to discard the island. Narset's annoying. Slither-Wisp doesn't do anything. Suppose that resolves.
There are so many mysteries to uncover.
Sure.
Keep an open mind.
A shame that Sea Dasher also isn't going to be great here. Wonder what they're grabbing. Will determine how worth it is to Sea Dasher onto the Spectral. Ratchet Bomb. Alright. Well, let's make that Ratchet Bomb way slow. Over. Island. Hit Narset to 1. Next turn we hit Narset to 0.
This is overwhelming.
Say we let Ratchet Bomb resolve. It's slow enough against Sea Dasher that we don't really mind them spending their turns going after it. 1 mana can kill our Sea Dasher, but I think it's worth it to take the risk and get the card draw, while we can still get some card draw. Alright. Hit the Narset.
My mind needs a rest.
End the turn. Go for it. We won't be deploying the Slither-Wisp. We'll just be drawing another card if it gets to that point. And we don't have to use something else. Note, something else does in fact include Elspeth Conquers. We'll get to draw 2 cards this turn. Depending on what we draw, we'll consider activating Sea Dasher. So let's see. I think it's worth activating. No. I'd rather just pass here. Activate later. I do believe we are going to be activating anyway, but there was no reason to do it immediately. So here we activate. For shame. And we bounce. We get both of our creatures back. And that's actually really good, because now our Slither-Wisp is going to be even better here. I'm going to deploy it now before they can do anything about it. They'll put the 3rd counter on, they'll blow it up as soon as they can. Actually, I suppose we should wait till their end step. This kind of deck doesn't seem like the kind that employs counter magic. Go for it. We'll be sure to put Sea Dasher underneath the Spectral Sailor. That's annoying. They might blow it now, which would have been extra annoying, but they didn't. So we're going to mutate under, so that it maintains its mana cost. And they won't be able to blow it up with Slither Wisp. Or sorry, yeah. Ratchet Maul.
If you wish to surrender now, I understand.
Getting a little unlucky. Only played 21 lands, drawn a lot of cards, and most of them have been lands.
Hone your prowess.
Okay. Now we're definitely in trouble. This is gonna kill our Spectrum. They gain life. If we had creatures here, this would be really good. We don't. We're in a real bad spot. We're gonna activate. Because we desperately need to not just draw another land here. Oh, you would have been nice previously. I think we're a little bit past that stage now, though. Also, I don't think you're gonna do us any good. Because we need something that's good long-term, not just short. Right, so they want us to attack Narset, and because of that, we're not going to. If we attack the Narset, they gain life and blow up our creature anyway, so we're gonna not do that. If they blow it up, now they also blow up their own Narset too. Just gotta let them have it. We've got Negate. Because there was no reason for them not to blow it up, I'd rather let them draw a card to get in the damage, instead of having them gain life. Karn is definitely gonna get negated. I stand corrected. Teferi is way worse for us. Really glad that didn't get disputed. Now that their Narset doesn't do as much for them, I don't expect our Slither-Wisp to survive the turn. Maybe I should have scryed on upkeep again. I wanted to keep up more mana in case of a Slither-Wisp chain. Clearly didn't happen. I'll be happy to trade for what they've got.
I was not prepared for this.
They might try and play around. Nope. Us having stuff, but I guess that is playing around what we might have.
I'll show restraint.
This is definitely not a good position that we're in. Third Narset, oof. Well, Negate doesn't do anything. And Sea Dasher is at least a threat.
My prowess is unmatched. Meditate.
Pretty sure we're now just at the spot where there's nothing we can do, though. Yeah, them getting that's the end of it. They can play Kai's Wrath, kill our Sea Dasher, bounce it. They got us. So this is a matchup where I want the Shark Typhoons. I want the Mystical Disputes. I don't want the Cast Downs. And I don't think I want the Heartless Axe either. I definitely want the Tyrant Scorns. I'm just going to put this in the way that it's easier for me here. And kind of want the negate and the duress. Yeah. Drop a trickster, grab a negate. Drop a... And I suppose that's about where I want it, right? I guess the duress is not quite as good as I was hoping they'd be. I'd rather just play the counterspell game than rely on both having black mana and having it before they deploy their threat and them not having a secondary threat. Rather tempo than try and control, so now I know the duresses don't actually get to come in. We'll change that up after this match. Because if they don't come in here, I guess, yeah, there's not really a deck I want duress against that I don't also want Mystical Dispute against. I will definitely play first. Alright, I'll keep this. Turn 1 Sailor, turn 2 Trickster. Have a Brazen Borrower to deal with any kind of shenanigans from Planeswalkers. I might opt instead of Trickster on 2, looking for some counter magic. Or just naturally have it. That works too. I'll save that negate for a Teferi or a Narset. Oh, that is excellent. Of course, if I get to snag a Kaya's Wrath, I won't complain. Timely. Let them have it, I say. Yeah, let them have it. I don't like it, but I'd rather get down the Slitherwisp. Probably not going to get any Slitherwisp value this turn, but it's just a shame that I'm going to have to live with. Kind of tempted to bounce one of them here, but yeah, I think I'd rather save my Trickster and cripple their timely use. I'll hold up negate, I won't opt at end of turn. Because I want that Slitherwisp to live. Oh, that's something that absolutely has to be negated, or negate does nothing. And I assume it's getting disputed back. Yep. It's unfortunate.
Trust me. You'll thank me later.
Maybe we just negate.
I've got it.
Yeah. Go block this with the Wisp. Gotta figure this is a Kaya's Wrath, but even knowing that,
Time for plan B.
I'm still tempted to deploy the Slitherwisp here. No, I think I don't get greedy, I just activate Spectral Sailor.
Trust me, I have a plan. I can no longer stand by and watch.
And we're fine with that. We get to kill little Teferi.
Not so fast.
And that's all we can really ask for, is unlocking our entire game plan. Actually. Yeah, no, there's no way to hit them both. We have enough power, but we have no way to divide it in such a way as to deal with both threats.
This is hardly my worst defeat.
Just holding up Syncopate, holding on to that Opt even longer.
You know what? I'm not done yet.
Shock makes me nervous. Kahira's fine. We'll C-Dasher onto the Spectral at end of turn, I believe. Because I don't think they'll do anything till our turn to make us use more mana. Not knowing that what we have is a Syncopate and not a more mana intensive spell. Or more accurately, not a spell that we need to care about. So I'm torn. I kind of want this to still go at the Teferi, but no, there's no way I can justify it. Counter their spell. Goodbye. Alright, if we get a turn without them deploying a threat here, I think we're good. Although I think they have that, is why they let us just have that. I'm gonna deploy the Opt. I know this means that my shields are down. I do want more land. It's actually a choke point for us right now. I've said it, of course. Mystical Dispute is the other card we are considering. Definitely wanting at some point. Excellent. Start drawing again. End turn. Now we get to end of turn Slitherwisp. And start trying to deploy for that. If we dispute, there's a chance they can't do anything else this turn. And if we don't, I think we just let them see it. And we go opting for anything else we might need. They take one Slitherwisp. It's perfect for us. We'll opt, hold up that Mystical Dispute. Like our life depends on it, because it might. No problems with you getting frisky with that Kahira. for that. Now we get to play Slither-Wisp hold up dispute, although we'll probably go Slither-Wisp deploy. Oh, that is excellent. It's not for this turn, though. It's fine. Opponent is definitely trying to get aggressive. Go for it, Ratchet Bomb. Deploy Slither-Wisp. Deploy Brace. This can be greedy, but I do think it's more likely we start to get in there with the Brazen and deal enough damage than any other niche outcome here. Alright, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, I think this is game. Because depending on, no matter what they block here, I'm just gonna C-Dasher on to something, put it under, hit them for 1. And that's 7 getting through. Alright. On the draw, do I want Duress more? I just wish I had more Syncopates is what I wish. Maybe I shouldn't play main deck Negates and should just play main deck Syncopates because they hit more, but I don't know, Negate's just always 2 mana, and that's pretty nice. So I guess not. I could see the dispute, but 1 mana versus... Oh well. Trickster... I don't want more. Yeah, I don't think there's anything I'd rather have for Duress. So I'm thinking the Duresses are just going to come out. You know, as funny as this hand is, I don't think it's good without a threat. I mean, Shark Typhoon is a threat, but not a good one. I'll keep this. Not the best. Could definitely be a lot worse. We'll bin the Watery Grave so we can go Island, Catacomb, Catacomb. I don't see any reason to opt yet, so do that during our opponent's turn. The only thing we kind of want to look for is interaction for Teferi. Opponent's really heavy on the Ratchet Bomb. No, don't need more land. Nice. Even better. We would allow a Narset, I believe, but we definitely counter a Teferi, because we have no other real ways to interact with the Teferi this early. So we get Teferi. Good little set that we don't get to already have our Brineborn down, but alas. So here, hopefully, we get to go Cutthroat plus Opt. And I'm willing to let them trade their Ratchet Bomb here instead of for the Wisp, which will be more valuable in this matchup. Don't want to use the Ratchet Bomb, I see. Alright, let's go digging. For not lands. Alright, there's one thing. for it. We will likely bounce that with our brazen. Although we were hoping to bounce the bomb. Actually, I don't think we will. I think we will still just eventually bounce the ratchet bomb. It's just a little bit more relevant. Really don't want to deal with those. Eventually they just will kill us. Or all of our threats, I should say. I guess I don't need to do it now, because I don't want to get mystical disputed. And even more so if I'm going to draw a Brineborn. I don't need my Brazen Borrower having both halves countered by a single counterspell. Go for it. I believe this will be... Yep. Can't stop it. So now I believe deploy Brineborn. And I'm just gonna outgrow, or attempt to outgrow the threats they have. I don't like going shields down, but I'm not entirely sure with this much mana we have the luxury of doing anything else. Does mean we get to, or we're forced to let them sit here with a ratchet bomb before we drew this, but I'm okay with that. Also, if we deploy a borrower on their end step, they're going to have to choose if they want to lose their Kahiret or if they just want to take Brazen Borrower beats. Suppose I'm actually more likely to just bounce the, I think I'm actually just going to bounce the Ratchet Bomb and hold open Negate. Or I'm just going to negate the fairy. And we bounce a Ratchet Bomb. Which sadly lets them eventually kill our Brineborn, but it's going to be pretty slow when it lets our Brineborn start attacking now. And being able to actually start getting in is going to be pretty important. Their turn, we deploy Slither-Wisp. Or should we just deploy Brazen and keep the pressure on? Ugh. Well, regardless, we let the Narset attack first.
Past, present, and future are
I think this means we
just
deploy
the
Brazen,
trick for this.
and we just make sure Narset dies. Fairy 3 is incredibly annoying. I imagine it's goodbye to Brineborn, but they might bounce the Brazen. If they're misplaying, that is. Because then we get more bounces. Basically, we get to kill something no matter what here, though.
Let's try this.
Yep, goodbye, Brineborn. Now I'm really torn on what I need to get rid of first. Well, that settles it. Goodbye to Fairy. I'll let you get a little bit more card advantage and be sad about it, but...
Suppose that's how it was meant to happen.
Pass turn.
Keep an open mind.
No need to deploy Brineborn to free opponent getting in on us. I think I'll go Slither-Wisp into Brineborn here. No. Brineborn into Brazen? No. Slitherwisp into Brineborn. The greedy play, but the one that starts
Let's slow this
regaining
down.
a little bit of card advantage. By all means, please bounce the Brazen Borrower. No. I think I'd trade here. Because now it's making their decisions here really awkward, instead of just kind of awkward. Lets my Slitherwisp actually attack.
Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
So, wish I could hit them and just have them on a 2-turn clock. Oh yeah, that's true. Alright. I forgot there that it didn't matter that I had the dispute. Even on my turn, I have to play at sorcery speed. It's also really awkward for our Shark Typhoon, because we can't
Don't
cycle it
worry,
at the end of turn.
I got this.
Hopefully they put a counter on their bomb prematurely, but they don't. So if we'd just gone and cycled the Shark Typhoon there, they'd have just been able to sacrifice the bomb and answer it. So we're waiting until they have a counter on it and won't be able to use Ratchet Bomb to deal with our Typhoon. Token.
No, I am not making this up as I go.
However, we're pretty far behind here. There we go. Token. That will attack the Teferi. Teferi can trade, but I'm not totally
Stop that now.
heartbroken if that happens. I can deploy Brineborn. I don't think that's really worth it. Because if we did, all they need is removal spell plus Teferi, or plus the onboard Ratchet Bomb. So we're just hoping they don't start pulling far ahead right now, before we can get our counter magic back online. I think I should have used the Mystical Dispute while I had the opportunity. I'm more than happy for this to happen.
This might be a bad idea.
Alright, so they didn't have another answer. Deploy Brineborn. 4, 5, 6. Mystical Disputes to make them actually use up some mana if they want to have this go through. And also grow our Brineborn in this process. Pay 0. This is mostly to... yeah, pay 0. It's not really doing anything, but they discard it otherwise, and they might not think and let it resolve. I shouldn't have done this. I wasn't thinking the Ratchet Bomb was on a number that mattered. It is. I thought it was still on, or it was on 3 again. It's not. I think they have a mystical dispute, but I don't think we're... No, I think they just realized mystical disputes are bad. I was trying to figure out why they would bin a dispute. I think they're just confident in them having better top decks than a dispute while we're low cards in hand and have plenty of mana. So, send the Borrower there, Grindborn there. This ensures we actually kill the Narset, or I suppose less ensures and more gives us a better shot at. Also, the Sea Dasher is going to save our Grindborn here. So our opponent's not going to be happy about this one. Over. That is converted mana cost 3.
This was overwhelming.
I didn't even think about that until the last moment. I think I have to let that happen. Yep. Because if they now try and slam a Teferi, I'd rather be able to counter that. I think we've got ourselves back in this. I'm glad I didn't miss the Sea Dasher mutate. I almost did. So here, end step, I think the most likely course of action is going to be Spectral Sailor, activate Spectral Sailor, and start trying to not only pull ahead on board... Ooh, they have a Wrath. Alright, so I think we're going to just syncopate them. 1, 2, 3, so we need 4. Four manas, please. We are presenting lethal. Here we go. Went from not lethal to lethal. There we go. And we're gold 2 already. Or higher. Not higher. Oh, can't believe I almost forgot. White or black, black or green. We cast a lot less green spells than we do other colors, so... Oh, that one's gonna happen fast. Traditional historic ranked. Let's play one more game. And see how this goes. Oh, let's cancel. Almost forgot. Don't want the duresses in the board. They're against absolutely nobody. So here you're going to see a little bit of my klutzy deck making strategy. Don't want the duresses. Don't know what they're against, so we don't want them. Blue-black, colorless. I'm going to go ahead and just look through until I remember what's in this format. Could see us wanting bounce spells, but wish we had a way. Actually, maybe we would just want some Grave Hate. Or better yet, don't want too much hate against mono red actually, so I don't want to grab the Font of Renewal, which I think is better for control decks anyway. Not really us. Soul Guide Lantern, really good. Not opposed to playing that. I'm looking for Sorceress Spyglass. Kind of a way to, actually, now that I'm thinking of it, Teferi's static is the big problem for us. Yeah, I don't actually think it's going to be that good for us, now that I'm thinking about it. I was thinking deals with walkers, deals with, but I forget, static abilities, pithing needle ability effects, not exactly as good as they used to be because of that. Could try and add some more control-y, I guess for Cat Oven decks, but I'd rather have, yeah. So, I think I'd rather have some Grave Hate in here. And that being the case, I think I prefer Scrabbling Claws. Just because you get to both have the card draw and exile their yard, and as long as you get it down early, it's fine. Not quite as good against cycling, but that's not as big in Historic as it is in Standard. So this is just kind of rounding things out. There we go. And jumping right back in. So let's see how this goes now. So you might notice video quality is not quite as good. I lowered the quality to try and make sure that I wouldn't have any hiccups in recording. If the new method I'm using ends up working out, I will go back to higher quality and see if I start having problems again. And I will 100% be on the play. This deck is so much better there. Yorion. No thank you, hand. Alright, that's more like it. Keep. Goodbye, Watery Grave. I will pass. If we get to go Brineborn into C-Dash my Brineborn, I'm really happy. Might not happen. Oof. That's what I figured. So C-Dasher is going to be very, very crucial this match. I'm going to try and save it as long as I can. Not just deploy it into an obvious trap. Let's see how they do this. Both block? That's fine. I could have saved it, but I risk way too much by doing so. So instead, I think I'll just drop a Trickster here. Really wish I was drawing some counter magic. Opponent is going in the tank. It could be quite bad for us. They were deciding on if they were going to let it hit them. They decided 2 damage is inconsequential. So we need to start making them think that isn't the case as quickly as we can so we can get the C-Dasher down and start getting some cards. Omen is fine. Hopefully on their turn, they just drop a Yorion. Actually, hopefully they don't. I don't know what I want them to do here. I think I'm gonna deploy Brazen. start actually getting in for some damage. Opponent still doesn't care. Oh, still don't care. That's very concerning. Moment of the sun is why. I'm just gonna have a considerable board state after this Dorian. Really wish we'd have been able to actually draw some counter magic here. I think I might Shark Typhoon, looking for a Mystical Dispute. Or, oof. Yeah, I think we definitely need to find a negate or a syncopate here. Can't really let them resolve that for blinking later. Yeah, that resolves. We're not gonna find a better target later, not really. Especially when things have officially gotten horrifyingly bad. As long as our opponent doesn't... So I'm tempted to Sea Dasher, well, as long as our opponent doesn't make a land drop, which they're almost assuredly going to, we'll be able to actually syncopate their play here of Yorion. And I feel like that is something that is just crucial to us winning, is not letting them have a Luca. Okay. Really, really wish that that wasn't a card they had there, but it was. We'd have much rather been able to hit the Yorion that's gonna do... Oh, excellent. We do also get to hit the Yorion. Just a shame that we can't stop what they're going to do now. Which is get back the Luca. Oh wait, no, that was Syncopate. That's right, there's a reason I play that card. Ha ha. Exile. That's why I was considering it over disputes and such. No thank you. I think we just entered the driver's seat. Not firmly, but we weathered the biggest threats. Go for it. For the Brazen, try and get them to use any Justice Strikes they have on this. We're gonna mutate this turn though. Alright. That's what we wanted. So now, I guess we'll mutate over, it doesn't really matter. In case we can draw a threat instead of being forced to search for something more reactionary. If they have removal, they'll use it in response to the opt. We'll just hold on to it for now. Oh. Alright, we need to remove a spell. Okay. And the driver's seat is back on the other side. Our opponent is now in it. That's a terrible way to say that. Alright. So, we had a shot there. Pretty sure it is now quite outside of our range of getting back into.
Well chosen.
You get this one. Need to find something. It's actually one of our better draws. Not an amazing draw. We'll deploy now. Draw a card. Basically just trying to avoid any kind of counter magic there. Something that might actually be a hard counter. Pretty sure they don't have anything like that in there. Just hoping I'd be able to cast down the shark, but alas.
They call me a parade because they fear my strength.
Cast down what would have otherwise become an agent of treachery.
How convenient. An excellent choice.
You can have the hollowed fountain. Draw a card. And I'm afraid now we just lose, but they don't know that yet. Maybe I should have attacked and drawn so that their agent wouldn't be backbreaking. Because an agent taking a Spectral Sailor is going to put this pretty far outside of our grasp. I'm 90% sure there's absolutely nothing to be found here. Yep, agent takes Spectral.
Can all
They now
become
have 4 mana
stronger.
draw instead of us. They are playing a Fires version. Second agent. Tap it for mana so they don't get the extra. And get to actually start drawing cards. Yep. We're gonna try and combo off here. Can't really do anything, but may as well draw as many cards as we can while we can. Best thing we could do here is hit a Spectral. Second agent, if we'd been able to hold it up, would have let us try and crawl our second slither. Second agent kinda getting rid of our land, put this way outside of our grasp.
Longer. Stand by and watch.
So as long as they actually attack here, we're just dead. Don't imagine us winning if we have to bounce, or have to trade off a slither. I was really hoping our last card would be a Spectral. Be able to double ping and chump their shark here. Alas, it was not.
You may regret that choice.
You can have the Shark Typhoon, because the only way I win this is you not gaining life here.
I'll protect them.
I'd actually prefer that. 1. Had no choice on those blocks. It's not a good one. And concede. Alright. So against just Guy Luca, this is actually pretty annoying. Trying to think. Because I don't want to cut too much removal, because I kind of need it against some of their stuff. But I definitely want the negate and the disputes. I guess Tyrant Scorn is our worst removal spell. It saves us from Wraths, but doesn't deal with a can't remember its name right now. Yorion. Kind of want more Shark Typhoon, kind of can't afford to. Trickster not very good here. Yeah, I think Trickster's just the card we're going down to none of. Suppose I could... I could trim Ops. I think I will. For Shark Typhoons, so that I'm more threat dense. And like actual threat dense. I don't like cutting the Ops, but like they just kind of help things run smoothly. But I think we just need our spells to be more powerful here. I'll keep this. An answer to the Fairy. We have an answer to the first problematic permanent. And we have a pretty decent turn 1 play. As well as a another decent answer to a Teferi. Oh, that is fine. You're gonna not really like that getting Brazen Borrowed. I'd rather have a 3/3 than a 1/1 on turn 2. Yet the opponent doesn't want to see what's about to happen to them there. They answered our Spectral Sailor, and in doing so gave us a 3/3. So that was a shame scoop. Very premature there. But alas, we take this. Oh, this one's going straight back. No black mana and mostly black spells. Keep this. I guess we gotta get rid of Basic Island. Yeah. Because there's no chance of a Teferi here. I suppose that is something we desperately wanted to counter, but alas, we did not consider. Second Sea Dasher makes me think we might just run out the first Sea Dasher naked. especially if they don't find a red source. And obviously prefer if we got to hold up negate, but that's a decent ways off, and we might need the negate for something besides protecting our creatures, so our protection will be we have 2. There we go. So the biggest reason for the removal, I know I didn't really go into this, is being able to prevent Aluka's activation from mattering. It might not be the best use of our slots here, but I think it's better than our other options. I suppose with both Elspeth Conquers and what's it called? So they shocked in. That reads Shark Typhoon to me. And I think they're going to try and use a Shark Typhoon here to kill our Sea Dasher as opposed. That's the other reason, by the way, is Shark Typhoon. Moment of the Sun, go for it. Heartless Act 1. Oh, no, we won't. Bin to shatter this guy. Alright, we are gonna Heartless Act here. So we can start drawing cards. We'll negate to protect it. That's right. So I suppose we Heartless Act first. Simply because we still have the negate, we really need to draw cards. We can't afford to let them get away with what they're doing there. Like, if they just get to block every turn, that's a problem. And those weren't doing us much good else or otherwise. Yeah, I'll negate. Instead of a dispute, because I actually want it countered. There's the Justice Strike. Pass turn. Alright, and now we're in trouble. Because our opponent has a flipped search. We'll deploy Slither-Wisp number 1. Please don't let the last card be removal. Excellent. Fine. Very happy they're doing that instead of activating search. Here we'll deploy Slither-Wisp 2, so at their end step. Resolve. Don't mind a shark. Shadow this guy. Meets. Negate. So, we do go shields down here for the first Slither-Wisp, but I think it's worth it. Because they only have one card, they don't know. Or it was just a random draw, and having 2 Slither-Wisps with I can speak, I swear. 2 Slither-Wisps down is pretty powerful, especially when we're about to Sea Dash one of them. The one that isn't blocked, mind you. And And here we draw 3 cards. They go ahead and activate their silly little search for Azcanta. Find a actually problematic card. Under. And you draw another one. Fairy. We have no choice but to meet with a negate. I suppose we can mystical. And if they pay, we syncopate X equals 2. I think I like that more. Wait a second. I was a fool. That does not in fact work. Now we negate. I was thinking they had 1 less mana. Alas, I think that was still... no. Because otherwise they actually deploy a threat and tap out. Alright, so I miscounted. I was hoping to get to use both of our soft counters because they were getting worse and worse against Yorion. Alright, in any case, that is the video for today. I hope you all enjoyed and can now see the power of a blue-black flash. Ooh. Got both of our missions, quests done. Let's go ahead and see what's in the pack for today. And it is, da-da-da-da, please be a rare wild card. No, Droneth Magistrate. Alright. Well, I'll see you all next time.